Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 145 of my Guild Wars 2 Let's Play series, where I want to take a little bit of a break from our Savari Necromancer and return to our Human Guardian because I haven't played on this character in a little bit, and I want to spend some time just progressing through Heart of Thorns on this character, where my primary objective in this episode is to get my Dragon Hunter Elite Specialization fully trained, which means I need to get some hero challenges. And in order to get those hero challenges and to get the hero points from them, I have to get to the Heart of Maguma, where I have not even been to the Silver Wastes on this character just yet, so I'm just going to do a quick dart across the Silver Wastes and into the Heart of Maguma. Right now that we have accessed Heart of Thorns on our primary character, we can just run straight into the map, where we might have been able to beforehand, but we definitely can now, where we don't have to complete the prologue story mission in order to access this map, or any of the future maps in Heart of Thorns as well, where we can just run there through the Silver Wastes and then through each respective map. Or we could do things like use a teleport to friend to teleport to somebody who is in our party or squad that is located in whichever map we want to go to. And then on top of doing all these different hero challenges and doing a couple of other random things, progressing my masteries a little bit here and there, where really quickly from the last episode my master rank went up a little bit because I did do a stream which released before the last episode, because I finished the episode and then I streamed, but the episode wasn't released yet, so that's why we got a little bit of a weird time skip here. One of the masteries that I learned was the Itzo language, so we can talk to the Itzo vendors, and we also got Exalted Acceptance, so we can go ahead and chat with the Exalted vendors, where they just sell the stuff that we looked at when we talked to them. And I've gotten a little bit closer to my advanced gliding. And this video also marks the first day of my new upload schedule, where I want to change things up a little bit, and I'm thinking that I'm going to try to make these videos a little bit longer than usual, given the fact that they're going to be releasing a little bit less frequently compared to how I've had them for the last several months. So we'll see how much I get done in this video and how long I play for, but into Verdant Brink here we go, and it's really just that easy to get to this map and to begin exploring this map with all these people here located at the start.
Wow.
Let's go ahead, just grab this item from the Silver Wastes and begin our adventures, where first things first is I guess I'll primarily focus on some of the hero challenges to get those hero points, where if I check the event timers, I believe that there isn't really too much going on right now at the current time of day that I am playing, where daytime did just begin, so we can begin doing some of the daytime metas in Verdant Brink if we really wanted, and I'll see if I do any random events and whatnot. Let's drop all the way down here, and it has been a little bit since I played on this character, so we're going to have to get used to all of our skills and whatnot, where I am still using my incredible sword with my shield here. And I believe I have the longbow in offhand currently, so we can go. Oh, I currently have the great sword actually, so I prefer that over the longbow actually, so that works out well. Past me was doing the right thing there, where I got Cobalt going on. But that's one hero challenge, and I think that's everything here I got. The Tangle point of interest. We can go back to Maguma Breach. I can also try to return to some of the adventures that we've done. I'm not sure which ones I can really do now. I still need to get advanced gliding really, and stuff like blazing speed mushrooms is really going to help out with some of our adventure shenanigans. A large airship cargo. This might be worthwhile to just stop for a second to grab, which is how I feel a lot of the time with Heart of Thorns stuff, where I'm like, just need to stop for a second and grab this random thing because there's so much stuff everywhere. Let's grab this point of interest, and then let's grab this vista just for some map completion, you know? Might as well get some of that experience going. And then maybe I'll complete Verdant Brink at some point. Maybe not. Who knows? Or I do have a fancy glider on this character, which I haven't really looked at glider skins yet. But I think this one is from a special gem store thing that was free. I don't entirely remember. But around the Shrouded Ruins, we spent a lot of time doing these events. And if I check my achievements page 2, which is something I should maybe do, we have this achievement that we could try to finish, where we need to land 100 damaging shots with a Pale Reaver sniper rifle. And people are currently doing stuff like that at this current moment. So if we come up here, we could just participate in this event, where we could also use the bouncing mushroom to get up here. Be a little bit of a different way than normal, because we normally just run up the staircase. That leads to another bouncing mushroom to get up the last little bit of the way. And there's a few people here doing this event. Let's grab this rifle, and then let's start shooting the Mortem Husk. Where when we've done this event in the past, we kind of like dip back and forth between shooting and killing like the wolves and any other creatures that attack up here. But I think maybe we should just prioritize using our rifle, which I guess we could maybe do a combination of that. But I don't think we deal very much damage close range, or damage increases with range. Yeah, that's definitely worth this, but we can basically one-shot the husk there. And we shouldn't need too many more shots in order to finish this event. That husk has tough skin. Should be just a few more at this point. And there we go, Grassy Troll, where we just completed this random achievement and got some achievement points as a reward, which is fun. Where let's go ahead and try to prioritize defending this area, and if they do attack up here, we can go ahead and drop the rifle now. Where there's more wolves coming from somewhere. We should try to kill them. It's nice to have several snipers in this position just shooting away at them. Oh, here comes the wolves. Let's try to lead a little bit. Hit the wolf there. Oh, that was a horrible lead. Okay. This is also way too early. Yeah, that was way too late. Okay. Let's kill these. Try to group them up so we can deal more damage in a better way. I think I lagged there a little bit with my greatsword. And even though we've done this event before, this is kind of just something that we do a lot in Heart of Thorns and also in future maps, of just like repeating events over and over to get experience and other rewards. I could leave this event if I want, but I want to get through this door here, and it's probably a little bit easier if I just wait a second for the explosives to be planted, and then we can just walk straight through. But we might be able to jump up, especially with our raptor. But then we also have like the other big issue with Guild Wars. I always feel bad just leaving an event because I don't want to leech. Can maybe just leave a little bit early because we did most of the work, and then we can just assume that it's going to be finished. Most of the work in the sense of completion of the entire event. There's a lot of people around here helping us. Okay, I think I actually clipped that one wolf on the back a little bit there. Let's go ahead, kill some traps. We can deal a ton of damage to the wolves. And then we got these menus here. And then that might be good enough for the event to complete. There might be like one more attack, but that might be all. We can try to do something a little sneaky here with our raptor. Wish we didn't really have a raptor back in the day, but we can just get through this area this way. Let's grab this waypoint, and then we can run over towards this vista. We got the adventure and the hero challenge down there as well, which might be worthwhile. The adventure specifically like once a day to get some experience, which is always going to be a good thing for us to get more and more experience. Go ahead and dismount here. And then just grab this vista. We've already looked at it. And then run around this way. The hero challenge is right here, I think. You don't really have to climb up too far if you come in from this direction. Or if you start all the way down there, there's a bunch of stairs you have to climb up. Let's commune with this place of power, and we'll get to 10 more hero points, which we can also go ahead and just put into our Dragon Hunter like that. We just got several more trait options. So activating your elite skill break stun or deal increased strike damage to crippled foes just as passive effect cripples enemies, or Shield of Courage gains increased radius and duration. I kind of like maybe the extra stun break, that might be nice. And then we also got, I forgot, like this deal bonus strike damage based on your distance to the enemy, where minimum bonus damage is 7% and maximum is 15%, where we also just completed this event, which is nice. And now we can go ahead and try to do this really quickly, where I've done this adventure a lot because it tends to be maybe the easiest one in Heart of Thorns, and now that I've said that, I'm actually going to fail, which is awful for me. But we just need to run around, grab some salvage. Using the speed boost mushrooms is really going to help us out, but unfortunately we do not have that mastery just yet. I think after I finish gliding is going to be one of the things I go for next. But I really just want to fully upgrade my glider just because of how powerful it is, and also how important it is, because there's several areas that are currently locked for us until we get that glider. Where successfully completed that, we can reset out of here. And then we got a little bit of experience, and we are getting pretty close to our next mastery level up, which is going to be good for us. Let's continue out this way. Okay, up here, Dust Dancer Plateau, point of interest received. And then we can try to get the Pact Encampment waypoint. I am missing the Jaka Itzo waypoint. And then we're going to have the Nobles waypoint that we could go for, as well as the Ordnance Corps. I think there's a hero challenge right around here that we can grab, but first things first is maybe the waypoint here. It's a good thing for us that there are a bunch of hero challenges that you can commune with, because those are very easy hero points to get, combined with the fact that we already have so many hero points from Corteria as well. Or getting our first elite spec doesn't really require all that much effort, but as we go for more in the future, we're going to have to complete more hero challenges in future maps. We're around here. Let's go ahead, dismount, and then we need to drop super far down here. Good thing I got the Vista, because I do not have New Hawk Wallows just yet. That is another mastery point, or mastery in general, that I really want to get. It'll help us out a lot, but I can easily just get down to here like this, commune with this. That'll be 10 more hero points for us, and then I think maybe back to the Pact Encampment, and then we can continue out towards the northwestern areas. Once again, the Pact are just trying to reinforce their camp here. Can let them do that. See an Itzo scout up there just looking down upon the camp, which is actually a cool sight. Oh, it's Ibli himself. Let's chat with Ibli, because why not? Also, do you have the Itzo lingers now?
I'd bid you welcome, stranger, but the jungle just isn't safe these days. All I can offer is some advice. Stay alert.
Thank you, Ibli. I'll go ahead and position you back to looking at the camp, so another player can have the same experience that I just had. This area is so cool. This bridge is broken, but this bridge is not. To take us over to here, where I wonder if this updraft is going to take us super high up. It is not. So let's just run straight up here, up the broken bluffs, where there is a mastery point that I am missing, and I got once before, and I think I just need updrafts in order to get to it, so we can go ahead and try it out. But first things first, let's go ahead and grab the waypoints. Wreck of the Mulligans of Valor. And then our our objective is, I believe, under this blighting tree. So let's go ahead, just drop down a ways, and we want to be on the lookout for an updraft. If you fail on this attempt, we can just, you know, waypoint back and then try again. Where we might need advanced gliding, not entirely sure. And I'm looking for an updraft. Is it that updraft? Maybe I went to the wrong spot. We can try again. We can also mark on the map where we need to go. So let's just mark like kind of like right there. But we could try, whoops, could try successfully climbing up here a little bit to get some extra height, and that's not going to work out well for us. Okay. Oh wait, there's an updraft here. I think we're too far down. Okay, let's go back to this waypoint. And now that we marked it on our map after our first attempt, which we'll just call a scouting mission, we can go ahead and try again, where maybe it'll be good for us to just glide over this way first to try to get kind of above it. Can also grab this point of interest while we're here, just get some bonus experience. And let's let our gliding endurance recharge. I'm so close to advanced gliding, which I'm so excited for. Okay, it's like 7 times I've said that this video now. I hope you get the point. But let's go ahead, glide down like this. Okay, here is the updraft I was looking for, but here's this updraft here. If you can get to it, our endurance will recharge. That's nice. Okay, I got a little scared right at the end there. But in that updraft, we can get to here, and then we should be able to just follow these updrafts to this mastery insight right over here. And that's actually like just a really fun mastery to get to. I really like the kind of hidden path that you have to take with your glider. And then we get a mastery point and also an achievement point as well. Here, let's go back here. Have another hero point over there we can just try to drop down to as well. Plus this vista and whatnot. Let's take this bouncing mushroom. Let's just jump up this way. It's kind of fun with our sword. It's a little crazy. But I just love exploring the Heart of Maguma so much. The maps are so fun and they're so detailed. It's always nice to just run through here on a new character and get some map completion and whatnot. Do a few different events. If you haven't done all the achievements, you can go for that. Of course, on my main account, I've completed almost every achievement in Heart of Thorns. I think the only thing I'm missing really is just 1 gold rating on an adventure, which we'll get to that adventure soon enough in this series. I really need to try it again and try to get gold. Down to here, commune with this, and then we could go get the point of interest at the entrance to the guild hall, and then we could use the super secret teleporter actually to get across the map, because I do want to go to the noble area next, and I think this will be a nice way to get over there. Alright, we'll have to backtrack a little bit. I'm trying to remember how to get up to the noble area from the west side. You might have to go like all the way around to the east side, or you can just like use updrafts maybe. But here's the super secret portal that we can go ahead and take over to here. Let's go get the waypoint that's next to the entrance to Orc Basin first. You can also see if somebody is doing the hero point here too. Hero challenge, and I just dropped down really far, and this is not good for me. This is when I would want advanced gliding. Let's do this to try to like bounce our way over here basically. And so I'll refill our endurance, and then let's try to get back up. So a little bit of a mistake on my part. And then up this way. Oh, somebody is doing the hero challenge. Let's help out first and then get the waypoint. Maybe that's a bad idea. I just want to make sure that I participate in this. Stealth. Looks like he's probably over here, so we're... Oh, so much damage! And here... So much damage again. Let's try to back up a little bit. Up to sword and shield where we have more defenses. Okay, looks like the pet knows where to go. Can also try to break. There we go. And there we go. Another hero challenge complete for us. Let's quickly, while I'm a little stressed out about it, get over here and get this waypoint. There we go. Now we can return here safely in the future. And I'm getting so close to my next mastery. Let's just run around here on our way towards the noble crash. We can try to get a little bit more experience. I think we can just run around pretty easily this way. Because we have this bridge here, and I think this is like an ordnance core area specifically. But then as I go across this bridge, we will be able to get up towards the caustic Itzo area, the caustic grounds, and then we can go up there to get to the noble area. Really quickly, since we're right here, let's just take this mushroom to get up here, and I didn't even have to take it to get the point of interest, which was my objective. But we can get to here, and then maybe we can just like take this mushroom to get up to here. And I guess there's not really enough map completion objectives to get all the experience that I need. Okay, I guess this mushroom just goes back and forth. So let's continue this way. Around this way. This mushroom would probably take us up, but it's probably more convenient to just continue here to get to this waypoint. And then there is indeed the point of interest that is above us here that we can go for. And I think there's some strong boxes nearby that we want to try to get as well, so we can get more mastery points. First things first, let's run over here to get this hero challenge, and then let's check our progress on Dragon Hunter. And I'm also thinking it would probably be a good thing to go just grab the last waypoint in the map, just so we have every waypoint unlocked, in case we ever wanted it in the future. Oh, lag spike there, which was a little scary. But here, another one. What's happening? What's going on in the map? Let's commune with this place of power, and in our training, we can go ahead and get to this very powerful procession of blades, which I'm trying to remember. I think I wanted to replace this with that. So let's go ahead and do that. Just some more damage for us, and we can start getting major traits. So we just got all three of our major traits, so we can pick one of remove conditions and heal when blocking attacks. Gain stability when disabling an enemy, deal increased strike damage to disabled, exposed, or defiant foes. And striking an enemy tethered by your Spear of Justice inflicts vulnerability and increases strike damage dealt. Tether duration is increased. Whereas go ahead and pick this. And when we're attacking an enemy, we can go ahead and tether ourselves to that enemy, and we'll just deal straight up bonus damage. I think that's kind of a fun idea. And then we can use it to pull the enemy towards us if we ever want. But let's run over here really quickly, where we have a big wyvern fight here at the end of the noble crash site. Meta event, outpost, chain, whatever you want to call it. But I think right around here I have memories of, yes, look at this, a strong box from the Glory of Tyria. I don't think, yeah, I did not get that just yet. I think there's a couple more strong boxes as well. Where we have Thunderbreaker. Search the Noble Ledges area for the strong box from the Thunderbreaker. It's got Farron's Flyer, canopy above the Ordnance Core for the strong box from Farron's Flyer. So I'm not sure where these two are, but I could always do the old-fashioned wiki search. So let's do Slash wiki Thunderbreaker. I shouldn't have to put in the apostrophes. It should automatically go. And yes, Thunderbreaker Strongbox, which is located somewhere maybe close. Oh, it's right there. Okay. Maybe if I just spent like 5 more seconds and I paid attention to my surroundings, we would have found it. And now that I see it, I remember this exact strongbox now. So let's run up this way. As for getting up above the ordnance core, I really only know one way to get to the canopy, and it's going to be a little tricky to get to, where's that? It's down here, right? To get all the way over here from where I know how to get up. But we could give it a shot, especially if I can get my next mastery. There are 2 achievement points for that. Got that, and we can drop down this way to get the hero challenge that is way down here, and that should be enough, potentially, hopefully, to get our experience up enough. We mostly just need to drop down this way, pretty far. Try to make some eastward progression as I do so. I think it's within this little tree area. Oh no. Okay, updraft. Can save ourselves. Hopefully we should have enough time to get over here before our glider and dirt. Let's just drop down a little more. Okay. Just be on the safer end of things. Just try to sneak in this way. There's some Itzel around here that are always a little stressful. And there. Let's also go ahead and track this. I'm not sure if I'm going to complete this, but we could try to get the Dragon Hunter weapon. And then let's go back to Megumi's Breach and let's run towards the waypoint while I look at this mastery. Slash, if I don't have enough experience, I can get the rest. Drop down this nice ledge here, and I am indeed maxed out. Which, so this next mastery takes 8 mastery points. So it's a good thing we've been going for some of these mastery points. And we are now mastery level 75, a massive jump. But with advanced gliding, we can now glide indefinitely, which means we will not begin randomly dropping, which is honestly one of the most powerful upgrades to the glider, because we can just glide forever and not really risk dying until we like glide for too long and just like naturally fall down. But leaning still drains endurance, so the endurance is still part of the game, but we can just glide and then we can lean glide to get, you know, extra distance, and then we can just like hold back on lean gliding for a little bit, and we can go ahead and just like continue flying without really too much risk. And then as we build back up endurance, we can go ahead and then begin lean gliding once again. Where, let's go ahead and come to this waypoint now that I have all 7 of the waypoints in this map. Right, let's go up over here, and this is something I talked about several episodes ago when we were in Verdant Brink, but this is the primary way that I like to get up to the canopy, and we can try to get over the ordnance core area to try to get this strong box while we are here. So let's take this bouncing mushroom up, and also as I progress more in Heart of Thorns, let's go ahead and just keep learning leyline gliding, where we can learn to enter leyline energy flows while gliding to be moved along with the flow, gaining access to otherwise inaccessible areas. Really, really incredible mastery. But up here, we can just climb up this vine from where we started, and then we end up in this wyvern area. I think, yes, juvenile fire wyverns can be tamed up here if you are a ranger. But then we can take this mushroom, and this is going to take us to the jumping puzzle on this map that we did a long time ago. But I do not want to do the jumping puzzle since we've already done it. I can go ahead and glide around this way, where this is going to take us up towards the diving goggles, and then from here is where things get tricky. I'm not sure the best way to glide anywhere. Let's try going this way maybe. And we can just glide in a westwardly direction, I suppose. This took us up pretty high. We can get into this one. We can also maybe have an opportunity now where we can just glide indefinitely and we don't have to worry too much about dying, but we can still get this way, and updrafts will still recharge. But there we can see I lost all endurance and I'm still gliding, which is really nice. Okay, let's glide this way, and then I should maybe check the wiki really quickly just to see specifically where we need to go. But over here there's a bunch of caustic and some giant beetles, and there's a giant caustic new hawk there, or a Jokato crusher. Or this is like just a special area without too many important things, but it's just like some part of the map that exists. Where the next best area to go? Oh, we're kind of safe right here. Okay, let's go ahead and check this. Law noise right outside my house, right at this second of the thing driving by. Let's go ahead and check Farron's Flyer Strongbox. And we can just open the wiki and we can check Canopy Above Ordnance Core. So our objective is here, and we are here. If we look, we can see it there. So let's start gliding this direction. We might need to try to find an updraft to get up here, but we might be able to just jump up here. See an updraft over there, it's kind of far away, or like too high up. But like this we can jump here, and then oh no, okay, I see this glider. Oh, somebody's doing the hero challenge. You know what, I think we can get to that from here. Let's just glide this way a little bit and just help out with this completely going aside from where I guess maybe this must be a way to get up into the canopy, since we can easily get to here from the Noble crash site. So I guess this is something we should keep in mind in the future. Definitely go a faster method towards this side of the map. To get to the other side of the map, of course, going the way we did is better. There we go. 8 out of 11 hero challenges in this map complete. Let's go ahead and run this way. Oh, I just messed everything up, didn't I? I just phased through the entire thing right there. Okay, let's try that again. Maybe we can't get up here from this side, but maybe I just messed that up. So let's get back over there. There's a veteran ram just hanging out here. But I can go ahead and get over here. And then it is a simple glide down to there, but it might be better for us to start gliding from here, where we see some of these objectives are in here. Maybe, oh, I'm not lane gliding. Looks like somebody started the hero challenge again. But if you can get to here, if not, can maybe try to land, but we should be fine. There we go. And then what does this do for us? I guess we want to go this way. This might be the next one we want to go to. Those are like too far away. But into this one. And then I think our strong box is going to be right over here. So let's just glide directly in this way. Where I think this is another part of the Glory of Tyria. Where we got the front of the deck here. And we do have the strong box from Farron's Flyer. Maybe this is part of the Farron's Flyer, I'm not sure. But we got that. And I think that's the last strong box in Verdant Brink, which is going to be good for us. But then we can check Mastery Insights. And it looks like there's one more that we cannot get just yet. But there's also this one which we can't get just yet. And then some more in Tango Depths that we'll look at in the future. There's our Leyline Anomaly friend, and he disappears. Where now we've done a lot in Verdant Brink, and we've progressed this a decent amount. Let's go ahead and head towards Auric Basin, maybe. And we can go ahead and try to do some of the stuff going on in this map, where it's currently Octavine time, but it's like at the end of Octavine, so there's not really going to be any groups doing anything. Slash, I don't care too much about it at this particular moment. Where we can look at some more achievements and some more hero challenges and general map completion stuff in this map. Looks like North is doing a great job against Octavine, and everyone else is falling a little bit behind. Let's try out the Mushroom King first things first. And just like in... Oh, he's up. 5 minutes left. Looks like there's nobody here. As I was saying, just like in Vernon Brink, it might be good for us to do a lap of the map really quickly and to just get all of the waypoints that are available. And then beyond that, just start branching off from there. When it comes to masteries, I'm going to be progressing Leyline Gliding for a while, so we just need to start earning a bunch of experience for that. But we also need to keep in mind our mastery points too, because we currently have 25. With this Leyline Gliding, we'll have 13 left over, which we can't even complete the next one with the 13 points we have. So we're going to start falling a little bit behind on mastery points, so we really need to go for all of that. Looks like nobody's fighting the... What is the Saurian that spawns? Razor Tooth, is that what it's called? But we could give it a shot. There's more than Vine Tooth over there. Arrowhead, that's what it's called, not Razor Tooth. Go ahead, try to tether to the enemy. Also try to stun. And it looks like they killed North Octavine, no one else was ready. And with this hero challenge, we can just cheese this a little bit. Which makes us kind of an... Oh my gosh. Okay, I just need to get away from him when he's doing the animation. And let's go back to North Watch. Cheesing is a little bit easier with our Raptor because you can get down here a little bit faster. Okay, let's just get back. Lower him into our traps. Try to do some damage. Oh, okay. Well, 80%. And we're only 10% of the way through the time, so I think we're doing okay, but maybe this is just a little silly. Oh, as I've been fighting for my life here, somebody is present and is going to help out with the fight. So we can go ahead with one here. Another person is here, so this is just going to get a lot easier, and maybe we won't die again. Go ahead, tether for some big dodge. Brick stun. And here we go, just blow the enemy up. And we can get our 10 hero points like that. Let's continue towards East Watch. And to double check our training, looks like we can get the next thing of Light's Judgment, and we need one more hero challenge in order to get Dragon's Maul, the elite skill. But lay down a trap that creates an area of pure light that reveals enemies and pierces their armor. The first strike dazes foes. So, kind of a cool skill, but not really anything I want to specifically use. Or this is the wrong tunnel. And the North Octavine has regenerated. But around here into this tunnel, we got these remains. I want to go past the Vampire Beast Bloodsucker and the scary Vine Tooth that was back there. Casually just jump up all these mushrooms. Maybe take a second to get some flax. That's good for us. A little bit of extra money in our pockets. But around here we should be able to get this waypoint pretty easily. And then I guess the next waypoint will be the one that is close to the entrance to Tango Depths, and then we can loop around to South Watch, and then we could even loop around to West Watch. Or these New Hawk Wallows would be so nice for us right now to just like dart around the map, because I think That new hawk wallow goes pretty close to where we're going. Another lag spike. But we can see specifically when we get down here. But we can also see here the arrows pointed back and forth there. So we could just skip going around this entire area, which is definitely a nice thing to do if you want to get around the map. And not only a unique way, but sometimes a faster way. But once you get like the waypoints, you can just waypoint around. And if you don't have the waypoints, you're probably trying to do map completion where you need to get everything in between these two new hawk wallows anyways. But regardless, it's still very nice. And there's Chalk Hollow. And let's go back this way, because we can climb up here to grab this point of interest, and then up to the north, where we can get over towards Southwatch. I forget, is the point of interest down below? I think it's like around here. Oh, and an exalted mask we can go ahead and grab. We've gotten 3 of 25. But ignoring everything, including the scary vine tooth, the scary stone heads. Back to here, we can head over towards the west. And we can now also begin exploring the city itself, since the meta event is over and we can access some of the areas that get closed during the meta. Of course, the final loot area is going to be closed for us still, because we did not successfully complete the meta event. But I think if we loop around here, and then head north, we can grab Westwatch. And then if we enter the city from the northern end, we can get the hero challenge that you can get while gliding down into the city. Did I go past? I did go past. While gliding down into the city. And that'll be the last hero challenge we need. I'm gonna get dismounted though, right in front of a bunch of pocket raptors. We could wait a second. Enemies behind us are approaching, pocket raptors in front of us. Let's just dodge, leap, another, oh, I leaped back. Let's kill the pocket raptors, try not to die. So much damage, okay. And let's get out this way. Past this entire area should take us back to Westwatch relatively safely. Some more pocket raptors along the way, like this group right here. And then some other threats as well that are always going to be dangerous for us. Smoke scales are always somewhat difficult enemies to fight, and a little annoying as they teleport to us and hide in their smoky shadows. But let's stay on the high ground because I think the waypoint is over on the west side here. But it's so cool to see like all the pylons around the map, and like that one was really cool to see loading in there. Westwatch waypoint. Let's go back to Northwatch really quickly. And then the last waypoint is in the center of the Forgotten City itself. So let's make our way there. And I'll go ahead and try to get some of the map completion objectives in this map as well. Where there is the adventure located within the city that we needed a mastery for, as I find the masteries. I think it might have been Exalted Acceptance, so we could also maybe try to go for that adventure as well. But it is at a point of interest I haven't been to yet on my Necromancer, so maybe I'll wait. But gliding this way, we should be able to drop down here to the Exalted Overlook, get this hero challenge. And with this hero challenge, we will get Dragon's Maw, which means we are now a master dragon hunter and also have every skill available for us, where we could replace Feel My Wrath with this, which deals damage and also pulls enemies in, where it's like a very powerful pull too, but it's very close range. We also get the Dragon Hunter's Gauntlet. Alright, let's take a look at this. Superior Rune of the Dragon Hunter, and we could customize this to Berserker stats if we want, which we have Power, Vitality, Ferocity currently. So let's go ahead and keep those stats. It has the Superior Rune of the Dragon Hunter in it, which is cool. But if we come into our fashion templates, we could come here, where we have our special gloves that we got as part of our cultural armor when we were making this outfit, but we can swap this for the Dragon Hunter's gloves potentially, where I kind of like both. I like this one a lot, but I also like this one a decent amount. And maybe it's a nice marker for our adventures in Heart of Thorns, where we can just change this up a little bit, and then in the future we could also just like change a piece from like Path of Fire when we get to Path of Fire and whatnot. Let's go ahead and let's start by putting blue on everything, and then let's put gold on the leather, and then let's check what else there is. So there's that part, which honestly the scales might be nice being gold, and then I think the other two being blue is fine. Yeah, I think that's good. And then we can apply this to equipment. I think that just used up a transmutation charge, but we look a little bit scrappier, slightly less noble, but still cool in a very different way. And we got this waypoint, and that is all of the waypoints in this map, so we can go ahead and just zip around the map here and there. And I looked at the different mastery insights and I've gotten all of those, but let's go into the Heart of Thorns achievements and check Orc Basin, where it looks like we have 2 strong boxes remaining here. We also got the golden chicken, which I talked about too, where now that we have advanced gliding, let's go ahead and check on the wiki. I'm just going to do it through my browser directly, and let's check the golden chicken, where it is located through the western gate. But first, let's head to the Luminance Throne point of interest, which is the point of interest that we do need on this character. And then glide down the outside of the building, approximately 1/3 of the way down. Start to glide under the domes below the Luminance Throne. So I definitely went like far away when I tried last time. Carefully navigating between the architecture and the vegetation, which partly obstructs the way. Land on a small platform filled with hay, located almost directly beneath the point of interest marker, where we could also start from the On Wings of Gold activity. Okay, so we have the point of interest marker here, so might be reading this wrong, but we basically just need to drop down here, and we have to drop down a decent way, and we have to get below the architecture here, and we have to get basically to the point of interest, which I see it right here. We have the golden chicken, lays gold eggs, got a basket here. Just a fun little hidden area in Orc Basin, which is very, very fun. I love that a lot. But we also have the 2 strong boxes I was looking at before I got distracted, where Eastwatch Bluff we can look for Vengeance Rising. I feel like I kind of remember. Is this Eastwatch Bluff? No, it's all the way over here. Maybe it's on the far eastern side. I'll grab this point of interest since we are right here. Also, I do have my birthday booster going on this character, which I should definitely make sure I have going whenever I play any character on this account, because might as well. But then around this way, we have all these areas up here that are a part of like the Eastwatch events, but I haven't really done just yet, where there is this mastery insight, and I have a feeling that maybe this is not where we need to go. Where there is like, oh, the Vine Tooth is still following me. That's not good. Okay, it's attacking the other. Oh, wait, maybe I should have helped out. Okay, let's just drop down this way. Over here is kind of interesting. This might be a good safe spot to get to for just a moment. This is just like a really interesting kind of branch here. But if we come back into Orc Basin, then check here, Vengeance Rising, where we can just go back into our wiki, and we can check for the strong box, which is located in the complete opposite direction of where I went. So back to the Eastwatch waypoint, and let's head to the north, where we have the cave that leads to the Vine Tooth Den, which is located, I think this is the one we want. If we come down here, and then at the end of the cave potentially, or maybe this isn't where we're going at all. We did get the Vine-Toothed Den waypoint. And maybe this area is actually a dangerous place. And maybe we don't want to go into the cave, actually. Maybe I'm just completely lost. Or maybe it's not here. Oh, is it down below us? I think it might be down below us. If we go to here, we have this cave, which I don't even remember where this cave goes. But, oh, we have a veteran modern Vine-Tooth, which spawned as we entered into here. And I used a bunch of skills on it while it wasn't vulnerable, and then we tether against it, and you just blow it up. But here's the strong box from the Vengeance Rising, which is going to be a mastery point for us. And then we have another strong box of Slice of Sky, last gear standing area. I'm kind of blinking. Is it over here? It might be in an area we can't get to just yet. So let's go ahead and check once again using the very handy wiki, where it looks like we might be able to get to it. Let's go to Westwatch, where we just need bouncing mushrooms to get here. And I've actually been right next to the strong box, but I didn't get it before, where it's basically heading up towards that secret area that I was talking about, needing ley line gliding to get to. And we can't get to it just yet until we get to the ley line gliding mastery point. But fortunately for us, it doesn't look like we need to get over there for the strong box specifically, where we should be able to just jump right up there. I see it, where there's that branch there, and it's coming from that little opening. So first things first is we have to get up to this level, which we can do with these bouncing mushrooms. You can also just like jump there. I feel like this second bouncing mushroom isn't really super like worthwhile. But if we go to, let's go around a little bit more. Just do a big turn on our raptor. Let's get around this way. Up to here is probably going to give us a better angle to glide in from on our raptor. There's also a couple of friends here. It looks like they're trying to get somewhere. Where we got the strong box from the Slice of Sky here. Can open this. And there's our next mastery point, which is fantastic. And if you check in here, we're at 27 available points now, which is great. But beyond strong boxes and beyond the mastery insights, we do still have some other opportunities to try to get some more mastery points in both Brink and an Orc Basin, where we might want to try to complete all the outposts sometime. Fallen Mask, Invisible Keen, find and hit Mushroom Keen, find and defeat the Vine-Tooth Prime in its lair. That's part of the Eastwatch events, which I think haven't even begun yet. And then over in Verdant Brink, we do have Adventures, Ground Pounder, and Sky Commander, of course. And then we do have some more stuff in Tango Depths as well, which maybe we could begin exploring a tiny bit of as well. And then we also have in our story journal, if we go all the way down to the Heart of Thorns days, we have some masteries here, which we'll also get mastery points from Living World Season 3. And then there's some other areas too. You can do raids to get some mastery points from the Heart of Thorns raids. And I think that's it. Let's go ahead and spend just a little bit more time and dip our toes into Tango Depths on this character. We're kind of just speed running everything we've done on our Savari Necromancer, but on this character, and of course not everything, and nowhere near as much depth. But here, speaking of depth, let's go into the Tango Depths, and we could try to get some of the waypoints, and then maybe glance at some of the mastery points around here as well. And let's try to mix things up a little bit, where when I came into this map, On my Savari Necromancer, I went through one very specific route, and we can try to just mix it up a little bit. Where I dropped down to the caves here, and then I ran back through this way. Where let's go ahead and run in this direction. Lots of events all around here, and I think we can drop down here pretty safely. Just navigate around everywhere. I do remember there being a tricky mastery in sight in this cave. This is like really distant memory. What's up here? Anything interesting? What's up here? If we got here, there's something, but we're gonna have to maybe return. Kind of just looking up and seeing everything that's above us. You always need to look up and give Gilrishu, which this area is very interesting with a lot of stuff going on here. Is there anything? How do we get up here? Some mushrooms around. Is there a starting up draft? I think I saw something. Just come down into this entire area. We do have the New Hawk Wallow, which would take us over to Teku New Hawk, but we can also just run this way. There's definitely something up there for us. Might be a strong box. I don't see a mastery inside on the map. But let's go ahead and continue over into this direction. We're back up towards the surface, out of all of the caves. We can get to Teku New Hawk itself. And we can try to get to the waypoint here. Also just try to pay a little bit of attention to the stuff around us. Of course, I will be doing a lot more exploration in the Tango Depths next episode as we return to our Savari Necromancer, so I don't want to do too much. We can just try to get this waypoint, and then let's head to the Leyline Confluence waypoint. Try to get that, since that is indeed the most important waypoint in this map, other than maybe the opening waypoint. Also, why am I running all the way up here? The waypoint is below us. But I guess since I'm up here, I can go for this point of interest. That should be right up here. Get a little bit more progress towards map completion. And be able to get ever so closer towards our next mastery. It's going to be a big one. It's going to be our first mastery line that we fully max out. And maybe the most important one to max out, because when we look at Itzel, the Blazing Speed Mushrooms and the Poison Lore are like the most important. And then we basically gotten the most important out of the Exalted. Though everything's important for everything. And then with New Hawk Walls, Language, and Stealth Detection is really important. New Hawk Alchemy. This is the mastery that I was trying to find when we did Chalk Garrett. Train with the New Hawk to learn to remove the Chalk's powerful acid. Without this ability, Chalk Acid can obliterate foes, and I did indeed get obliterated. But did I forget the waypoint? I did forget the waypoint. What am I doing right now? Let's go ahead, run back really quickly, and then into here we can go ahead and get this waypoint just like that. And then maybe we can actually just exit out of this way, this direction. I don't think I explored too much over here, but I think this does lead back to where we want to go, as well as to a couple of other areas where I guess this is another opening towards the massive reservoir there. And then this way leads to a chalk area that I don't think we can really explore. But this area leads to, is it a dead end? Is there nothing here? Is this also a dead end? We're just learning some new stuff here. I guess this isn't too important of anything, so I guess let's just go back to where we were going. Okay, now down this way proper. We just want to zip around to the New Hawk Lane. Magical part of the map. Quite literally in some sense, where we see the ley lines flowing down the New Hawk Lane. Got the ley line confluence here too. Just a massive concentration of magical energies. And in the center we have a very conveniently placed waypoint that we can go ahead and unlock, and this is going to be a good stopping point, I think, for our adventures in Tangled Depths. And in this episode, where we have so much more that we can do in the future, as well as we explore more on our Dragon Hunter character. But we are going to wait a little bit before doing that, and we will return sometime in the future after playing a bunch more on our Savari Necromancer, as we can continue progressing through the Heart of Thorns story and all the fun stuff that is in Tangled Depths and also ahead in Heart of Thorns. I really hope you all enjoyed watching this episode, and I hope you all are taking great care of yourselves. Remember to drink some water and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you all next time in the world of Tyria. Goodbye.